Oh, how you guys doing? What's up? We are back at the studio. Welcome to the Messy Sweet Spot. Boy, do I have a tale for you guys. You guys know Diddy, they are saying he is going down. When I tell you the stuff they have, and guess what? They even have some of your favorite bloggers. I'm not going to mention any names going down with him. Yeah. Did you guys know they were paying bloggers and certain individuals to suppress the truth, the stories? And call me crazy, but I definitely feel that, the people that is pressing and paying people to shut up and paying bloggers to spin the story to favor Diddy, it's the same people that's trying to silence people that's talking about Angie Stone. I think they're in cahoots together. I can't prove it, but that's what I think. But I see you guys are coming in the room. How's it going, Lisa Wilson? Hey, Random. How are you, sweetheart? All right, come on in. I just want to let you guys know. You guys know this is the People's Channel, so therefore I have a link at the top of the chat, and I would love for you to come up on the panel and tell us your thoughts about what's going on with Diddy. I don't know if you guys heard, but they are saying that Oprah is also in trouble. Yeah, she was covering for her boy Russell. Man, when I tell you it's so many crooks, okay? All right, so I have a list here that I would like to go over with you guys about the new charges and the new reports about Diddy. And they are saying that he is going all the way down. He's not getting out of this. I know for a while, it was kind of quiet, and a lot of people felt like, he might can squeeze his way out of this. But I'm telling you guys, from the reports that are coming out, no, 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 no. He is going to pass away in jail. Yeah. All right. So, are you guys in here? Make sure you guys like the video. Have you guys liked the video? All right. Make sure you guys like the video. Okay. Girl, you've been in the cooks going nowhere. Yeah, them crooks ain't going nowhere, but we just never know because this is America. And so many crooks have been getting so away with so many things they've been doing. I mean, because Diddy's been a crook all his life, and look how many years that he's gotten away with it. And let's not mistaken ourselves to think that Diddy is the only crook. I'm sure it's more out there that's getting away with it. So Diddy just don't have any good lucks, okay? Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate that, Stephen. Thank you so much. All right. Okay. I'm looking in the chat, making sure you guys get in here before I go through this report. I didn't think he was going to get away with it because if they got Einstein and Weinstein and they are Caucasians, then Diddy the same. Well, I don't know about that. I've been listening to my girlfriend, Candace Owens, and Candace Owens and a lot of the right wing Republicans, they are defending Weinstein. They said that he was charged for something he shouldn't have been charged. They say he still might be a horrible person, but what he's going down for, they feel like he should not go down for that. So I don't know. We'll hold your horses because certain parties are changing their tune, and Candace Owens, she is very effective. So if she says something, people will change their mind. So we would just have to see with that Weinstein guy. All right. All right. So here it is. Oh, thank you, Sheila. I appreciate that. Thank you, sweetheart. I really appreciate that. All right. So I'm going to read the report. As you guys can see my laptop in the frame. All right. So here it is. The top 10 points that you guys need to know about this Diddy situation. You guys need to know that the feds just dropped a superseding indictment. Okay. They just did it, just fresh off today. And they outlined alleged criminal enterprises, hinting at a deeper charges. And guess what? They got more witnesses now. You thought it was a lot of people that was coming up against Diddy before. Now they're telling me it has twice that, three times as that. All right. And they also want to let you guys know it's new co-conspirators. Okay. The description of Diddy Inner Circle are detailed in the documents. They say they have the enforcer, the executive assistant, the media fixer, and I'm assuming the media fixer, he was the guy that go in and try to manipulate the media of what they think about Diddy. And I don't know, I just think like they did a horrible job if he was trying to change the narrative about Diddy out here in the media space, because it has never changed. It seemed like Diddy just spending his money on all these lawyers, paying them what they say, $20,000, $5,000 an hour, and he's getting nowhere. I don't know if these lawyers and these individuals are just gassing him up, telling him lies that we can really do something for you. Give me your money. And they know darn well they can't do it. And 50 Cent even hinted to that. He says that, you're spending so much money on these guys and they're not doing anything to you. You're better off just giving me your money and letting me help you. And it could be that the guys that are trying to help Diddy are really hired by a higher up that's just there to babysit Diddy or to monitor Diddy, because we know they do hire monitors. Okay. Oh, they watching me now. Okay. They watching me now. All right. So they want to let you guys know they have the enforcer, the executive assistant, the media fixer, the accountant, and the music industry G word. I guess these music industry guys that go around looking for young talent. And it kind of remind me of Usher. Usher, he has a new young talent now, and a lot of people are concerned and worried. And the reason why they're concerned and worried about Usher and his new talent, because they know what he knows what Diddy did to him and Justin Bieber, and he didn't speak out against that. So people are wondering, where does his standard lies when it comes to his morals and values? Is he okay with that? But then people say he can't be okay with it because he told the world, I wouldn't want my son going to Diddy camp. I wouldn't want my son to be involved in the stuff that he was involved in when he was a child. So he has a certain boundary when it comes to his kids. But when it comes to other people, kids, maybe he have a I don't give a fuck attitude. It's just about the money for him. But anyway, they have these people that's in the industry and they go around and they're looking for young talent. And the people that are desperate and the parents that are desperate, they want their kids to be a superstar. It reminds me of R. Kelly. Do you guys remember R. Kelly? He had all those young girls over there in his house, caged up, locked up like a jail cell. And these parents were providing their kids, their daughters, mothers and fathers, to R. Kelly. How disgusting is that, right? And they are looking for parents with kids that are desperate to get some type of fame or notoriety or some type of, you know, in the industry. So that's what they're calling these music industry. And they have some people on the rosters that they're looking for. Okay. Also here it says federal prosecutors say hush money was paid. Okay. NDAs were weaponized and media figures were allegedly paid to suppress stories. Wow, that's a big one. The indictment alleged victims were trafficked, drugged, threatened, and even coerced with the help of assistants and bodyguards. So they're saying that the victims, they were taken against their will, against state lines. They were taken in different houses against their will. They were forced to do drugs. I don't know if they spiked the water bottles, because we have heard numerous of stories of Diddy is known for spiking water bottles and baby oil. I'm not sure exactly how they got them drugged, but hell, they can even put it in your fried chicken. Who knows? So that is what's going on there. And they've been threatened. So they've been, cussing them out, degrading them, making them feel less than, that, hey, you better participate or we're going to do something horrible to you. So that is what's going on. They said it's a scheduler. I don't know who the scheduler is, but allegedly someone who booked the travel arrangements, the parties for business that were really for abuse and trafficking. So they're saying that they have a the person that was over the girls and guys going to different states to party, to do the drugs. It was all an organization, pretty much. You guys know this is a RICO. So everybody that participated, that was getting paid to make this criminal business thrive, is going to be looked at. So they're letting you guys know they have the skeleger too. I can't say that word, but you guys know what I'm referring to. The financial fixer allegedly managed bribes, illegal payments, and laundered hush money off the books. Okay. The Fed suggests that the key insiders has flipped. So they're saying that the people in the inside have betrayed someone. The Fed suggests the key insiders have flipped, given names, text messages, emails, to prosecutors. So I'm assuming that Diddy inside, the people that is closest to Diddy, that knows everything, all that's going on, they have betrayed him and they have flipped, and they're giving names, they're giving emails, text messages. Clearly they got to, I'm sure behind the scenes, they're not going to tell you everything they're doing, because it's a job and they're trying to get to the truth and to the bottom of it. So they cannot tell the public every single thing that they're doing, because it might compromise their investigation. So it seems like they've been on their job and they have got a lot of people. They're not naming names, but they're saying they have a lot of people, and a lot of people that was inside Diddy camp, they are now flipping. What do you guys think about that? All right. It says legal experts say this detail is only used when prosecutors have inside witness locked and ready to testify. So they are saying that, this is not a situation where they're not sure they possibly have somebody to talk. They said, no, it is confirmed. They're going to talk. The trial is coming in May, and they're going to get on the witness stand. They're going to do what they have to do in order to get Diddy locked in jail forever. Okay. So that is what we're looking at when it comes here. All right. So the indictment hints that Diddy was paid off by blogs, oh my goodness, and PR firms to kill stories. Okay. And spin headlines. Do you guys remember, like, blogs? They're spinning these headlines talking about Diddy is innocent, free Diddy. Especially, I'm reminded about Kanye West. I mean, he came out of here full throttle supporting Diddy. He even, I heard, had his daughter to participate in a Diddy song. How crazy is that? Knowing that this man is a monster and you want to sit your little girl in association with that. I mean, that is just bonkers. Mental illness is real, And I just couldn't believe that Kanye West would do it. But then again, when I really think about it and think about Kanye West, I think he's a beast too. I think him and Diddy is one of the same. I think they're a lot of great individuals that's very talented in the music industry, but they're very demonic at the same time. So, Kanye West, I'm really not surprised, really. When I think about it, I'm not surprised when it comes to that. But the likes of him and different bloggers have been protesting to free Diddy, and he didn't do anything bad. They say they have some of those people that like behind the scenes that was paying the blogs to say, hey, come on, let's spin this narrative. Let's do this. Let's do that. And I don't know if Diddy Camp, they got inspired by Jay-Z because you guys know Jay-Z, he was going against Tony Busby, and it seems like Jay-Z, he has weaseled his way out of some trouble, but they're saying it's not all trouble, but some trouble. So we just have to keep a close eye on that when it comes to Jay-Z, because recently I'm hearing that Jay-Z, Beyonce, and they said LeBron James, he's a basketball player, that he was at a ding dong zesty party of Diddy's. Yes, yes. And they said a witness. He was a white guy, I believe his name is Joseph. And he was at some person's house. I forgot her name. And they drugged him, and all of a sudden he was in a tunnel, and he's like, what's going on here? They put a ding dong mask on his face, you know, and that's a man. I don't know his sexual orientation, if he gay or whatever, but I wouldn't put it past if he's a homosexual, if he's in Hollywood. Okay. So they put a ding dong mask on him. I don't know if it was a white ding dong, a Mexican ding dong, a cut ding dong, uncut ding dong, a black ding dong, a Nigerian ding dong. I don't know. He didn't, say, but they put a ding dong on his face as a mask, and they were parading him around. And they said, Beyonce, I believe she got jealous. I guess LeBron and Jay-Z was looking at him, and they said they snatched his clothes off, and it was so crazy there. And she was just like, who is this guy? Like, stealing all the attention. Everybody's looking at this guy. And she goes up to him and she says, like, why are you even here? Like, who let this guy in the party? I don't know if he was killing her buzz or what. You know what I'm saying? But that's what he said. And he said LeBron James was just staring at him. I don't know if he wanted a piece of that white meat. I'm not sure. And Jay-Z was looking at him too, peeping him out. So, and I know Jay-Z, they say he like white women. So if I feel like he like white women, he might like white men too. I'm not sure. But this is all the stuff that's going on out here in the social media world. So I want to continue to go on with the docs. They said legal experts say this detail is only when they have the witnesses on lock. So all these witnesses, they're not going anywhere. They're going to be on lock. So you're going to have to see them on May, because they're going to be stars in the trial. They're going to be talking, and it's going to be something you never seen before. They have an all-star witness that has been in the inside of Diddy camp, that know about everything. They know about the emails that's been sent out to organize the trafficking. I mean, everything that you can think of, they have the witnesses on lock. Okay. They also hints that Diddy paid off blogs and PR firm to kill stories and spin headlines, which I told you guys that. If convicted, Diddy faces life-altering changes that could result in a decade behind bars and a takedown other industry along with him. Well, I think maybe he should get life behind bars. I mean, what is up with decades? I don't trust decades. Let's just say life. So I guess people are saying, well, they want him to squeal. They want him to start talking. They want him to say, hey, Jay-Z was here with me at this party and this and that and that and that and that. Then some people are saying they want him to expose the higher ups, the people that are above Diddy. They said, no way they're going to allow Black people to be the leader of anything. If anything, Black people are their pawns. And Black people have always been pawns because they have no business in leadership when it comes to America business. And we all know that. So a lot of people feel like, well, who is the white people that is over these Diddy's and Jay-Z's? Because when you look at Jay-Z and his money and how he's a $3 billion guy, then you compare him to like the likes of Elon Musk, and Elon Musk is like what, a $300 billion guy, and Elon Musk is just like, oh my God, he makes Jay-Z and Diddy look like ants, make Jay-Z and Diddy look like dust. Okay, and it's a lot of guys that have way more money than Jay-Z and Diddy and have way more influence. But I guess the difference between them and Diddy is Diddy needs fame. He needs people to see him. The other guys, they're smart with it. They're behind the scenes. They don't need hey, I did this and I did that. They get that from tradition, because a lot of them came from money and came from educated people. Unfortunately, when it comes to Diddy and Jay-Z, they came from poverty. They came from not educated people. They came from broken homes. They didn't have generational wealth. They had to get their money based on doing illegal activity. Not to say that the others have done anything illegal we just don't know about, but Jay-Z and Diddy, they have rapped about it and pushed it. And that's how they got kind of famous. So it's a different lifestyle. It's just different. It's night and day. All right. So I want to know your thoughts about this and what's going on in these streets. Feel free to hit that link. Okay. And let's hear what you guys have to say about it. So, those are the reports that I have, and these are the questions that'll go along with it. Why do you guys think the music industry associate that took the victims for Diddy, Jay-Z, or someone else? I'm not understanding that question. Do you believe that Diddy was paying off bloggers and media outlets to suppress stories? Do you guys believe that? Okay. Definitely. I think that they're going to pay money to get people to hush, or they're going to threaten people, or they're going to send cease and desist. I mean, I'm not sure. But what do you guys think about this? All right. I did my reporting. Later on, I was thinking about going live again. I'm not sure what I'm going to do later on, but it's a big possibility. But I saw this report. I know I haven't done Diddy stories in a long time, so I'm not in the Diddy algorithm. So I just tried it. I don't know if I will carry on with the Diddy stories, depending on if the support is there or not, and just where the algorithm is going to push and shift me. All right. So I'm looking in the comments section. So I'm going to chill with you guys just for a second. Diddy is definitely talking because his rap song, he says, feds coming to get me. I'm talking everyone with me. All right. Well, ain't that something? Do you blame him? In a sense, I don't blame him. He's a selfish individual, and that's what selfish people do. If I'm selfish and I have to go to jail, then all of you guys are going to go to jail because I'm selfish and I just don't want to suffer alone. And I don't want you guys to have so much fun without me. You guys get to do your criminal stuff, and I got to sit down and I have to pay, and I have to be accountable for all the stuff that I've done. And I'm not even being accountable for all the stuff that I'm done. I'm just being accountable about the stuff that they found out. But honestly, but who gets, I mean, nobody can really be accountable for everything you've done except for God when he judged you on that day, whenever day that comes or whatever. But yeah. Um, I'm not surprised, but right now he's not talking as it seems. So it seems like he still have a lot of hope that he might get out of this. I know for me, I wouldn't have any hope. I'm not a jail person. I can't do jail. It's like me and jail, we just don't get along, okay? I'm not going to eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. No, no, no. Then the smell in jail, oh my goodness, I will puke every single day. And then just happening to be around certain people. I don't like people. I'm not a people person like that. And especially those type of people, and then they're yelling and you can't tell them to shut up, because if you tell them to shut up, they might put paws on you, and I don't fight. So, I mean, jail would be like a nightmare for me. I can't do jail. I just cannot do jail. All that yelling and talking, and I'm annoyed. Mm-mm. Woo, I tell you. Then you got to smell people's shit. No, I don't wanna see anybody on the toilet. That is the grossest thing ever. If I have to see you on the toilet, don't if I FaceTime you, if you're on a toilet, just don't pick up. I don't wanna see it, okay? I don't wanna hear it. I don't wanna imagine boo-boo coming out your hole. Okay, I don't wanna hear the noises. I don't want no parts. Alright, so it says, "Reaping the time people in time to pay the piper. You dance in the music. Now it's come home to bite you where the sun doesn't shine." Okay. I don't like people either. Plus, they take everything away from you. You have no more cell phone. You have nothing in the food. Oh my God. You have to do the bathroom toilet in front of everyone. I cannot do that, and I will not do it. And I can't imagine people looking at me while I'm using a bathroom. That is so sacred to me, when I'm on the toilet. That is a sacred moment for me. I don't want anybody looking at me or peeping on me. Okay, I don't want you to even think that I use the bathroom like that. It's none of your business. It's none of your business. Okay? They all dirty. Diddy, Jay-Z, and LeBron James, Kanye, Beyonce know some things. All right. Hmm. Ooh, mm. Dealing with Caucasian people is not the problem. Being a vil hell and thinking you're God is the problem. Clyde Davis is not going to be accountable for Diddy's mess, and even though he had part in his behavior and horrible tactics. Yeah, well, Gemini, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Some people get away with it, some people don't. It's just like if you're driving, you're speeding fast on the freeway. You might get pulled over, but we know that it's been plenty of people that's been speeding. They didn't get put over, but you might. And hell, you have been one of the people that have broke laws and you're speeding and you didn't get caught either. So, some people get caught, some people don't. That's just life. That's just reality. That is definitely reality. Then with Gigi on the toilet, ran down, baby girl. Okay. Uh Thinking you couldn't be touched, as you can you see? Uh-huh. Uh, well, not in front of everybody, but their toilet is in front of the door, and they have a curtain on their door. They have like a window or so whatever. Really? I had no idea. I've never been in jail. I don't know much about jail at all. I'm so ignorant of jail. Do I want to go there just to visit? No, I rather look at it in a documentary or a movie, but I don't want to go there. Just like I don't like going to the zoo. I love watching animals on TV, but I don't want to go to the zoo because I don't like the smell, and they're not exciting as they are on the movies and TV, because in the documentaries on TV they edit it to make it like more entertaining, and just me there and just looking at an elephant, and it's like it's no storyline and the elephant smells. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to touch any animals. I don't want to pet them. And I don't want to look them in the eyes. It frightens me a little bit because I'm like, it's a life in there. And I'm like, do elephants have a soul? Is it a soul in there? Do dogs have a soul? They look like they have a soul because they be looking in them eyes. And then when I look at them in their eyes, I can tell they have emotion, and they feel. And I don't know what they're feeling in emotion. And I'm like, are they going to eat me? Are they going to come for me? I have all these negative thoughts because I'm a negative thinker and I just think the worst. So, no, that's not good for me. I wouldn't go there in person, but I like watching them on TV. I do like watching them on TV. Okay. You use your sheet. All jails are different. You can use your sheet. Okay, you can use your sheet. Well, hopefully I would never find out. Okay. Uh-uh. Gigi, imagine the toilets being smaller in jail too. No, Day Day. See, I like smart toilets. Okay. Oh my goodness. I love the toilets where it warms up your bum, you know? And it flushes itself. Like when you get off of it, it just flushes itself so you won't have to turn around and do that thing. I like those type of toilets. I like the toilets that sit high. I don't like toilets that sit low. I like the toilets that sit very high and they're very comfortable, so I really can't do jail. I just that's not for me. All right. So yeah, it's not gonna work. I love your face. Thank you. I love you for loving my face, sweetheart. I really do. Okay. All right. They have to scan for you. I know that Diddy and the entire industry is going to jail. The feds don't play. Oh, okay. Well, he got his whole family in jail. Isn't that sad? I'm sure it's more families that's in jail. So I don't think he'll be the only one, but ain't nothing I can do about it, So they in jail. He hurt his family with all he has done. His family will forever have that stain on them from what he's done, which is embarrassing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they do have the stain on them, but I do believe it is hope for each and every one of them if they wanted to change their lives because no matter what people says, it's what God says. And if they want to change their life around for the better, I'm sure that God will give them mercy and grace, and I'm sure that God will make a way. And America is so big. I don't know if they will continue in Hollywood. And if they do continue in Hollywood, well, isn't it dark anyway? So I'm sure they accept them. So I don't think it's the end of the road for them. And if they wanted to get away from Hollywood, they can move to Utah. They can restart their life and just work in a diner and, just be comfortable, just living and growing they can start a farm, where they're growing their own vegetables and stuff like that. And they can just live a peaceful life, They don't have to be bombarded with social media. Social media is a choice. You can be on, you can look, or you can just distance yourself because you have that choice. I mean, the world is big. They can always move somewhere, relocate, and just change their life around. They can have a restart if they choose to, maybe not in the public eye so much, but you don't need to live in a public eye. You don't need to be famous. So we will have to see. Mm-mm-mm. What did you mention, Oprah? I mentioned her in the beginning. I don't have the report in front of me to go through it, but she's in trouble. I believe it had to do with the Russell case because you guys know Russell in trouble. I think she was hiding stuff, but I think she's been subpoenaed, they tell me, to go to court over that Russell situation. So, mm-mm-mm. Oh, thank you, Richie Rich. Thank you, Richie Rich. Thank you, Richie Rich. Thank you, Richie Rich. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that, Richie Rich. I thought I'd shake it up a little bit. Okay. Okay. Love the budget. Yes, high and warm. Animals are God, other beautiful creatures. Yes, God has so many beautiful creatures. And I love plants. I think those are beautiful creatures or whatever you want to call it. I think they're beautiful. I mean, everything is beautiful. Honestly, I like the skies. I like the clouds. I like the trees, the flowers, and there's so many different flowers and there's so many different colors, and the colors that come from the ground is so bright and pretty. You got pinks, you got fuchsias, light pink, red, orange, yellow, green, lime green. I mean, wow, blue. I mean, it's so many. And then you have flowers that have multicolor, three color, four color. They're not black and white. Like so many people in the world try to paint the world black and white. And I just think that's so not realistic. And it's just, you just want to control stuff, but it's more diverse. It's more complicated than just black and white, and just try to make things so simple and easy for your benefit because you're so lazy. You don't want to do the hard work to educate yourself on the different flowers and plants and what they do and how they operate. And it's just so much on this planet and earth. I mean, the dirt, the ocean, the seas, the different creatures. I mean, wow, God did his thing when he created so many different things, and they're all different. And even when you have um the same species, you got two dogs. Every dog ain't the same. Even if they're the same species of dog, every human is not the same. So, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Okay. Look at you with the mic. Go. Look, I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. We up here in the studio. Quiet Storm, do you have anything to add to this Diddy case? Feel free to jump in if you would like. No pressure. Okay. Uh-huh. Shannon Hollywood thinking about himself, none else. I love your hair. Thank you, Nicole. I was going to change it up today, but so many people have given me so many compliments on yesterday's because I wore this hair yesterday. I decided to wear again today. And I was running late. So when I decide on things, I'm one of those people, it takes me hours to decide. Like I have hair pieces, and I would literally take 2 hours to decide which hair I want to wear. And it can only be three hairs. And I'm like, I don't know. And then one minute I want that hair, and then I try it on. And then the next minute I don't want it anymore. And I'm like, no, it doesn't, I don't like it anymore. So I'm very undecisive. It takes me a long time to decide. So I knew it would take me a long time to decide for a new piece I was going to wear. So I just decided to, bring this one back. Yeah. All right. Gigi, did you hear about the report that King Kong said that his dad made him do it? I'm not sure if it's true, though. I don't know. Sounds like AI. Sounds like that could be an AI story. There's plenty of AI channels. I watch their videos all the time. So you just never know. They're here to entertain and to get the views. And that's what they do. They do just that. All right. So I love your style, dress, color. Thank you. I don't know. I felt like it was given more so, what is it, the 80 vibes with the neon colors. I really wanted a yellow dress to go with the pink top, but I couldn't find a yellow dress, so I settled for this lime green. But we have Storm here. I'm sure Storm is going to provide more information about this Diddy situation. Storm, how are you? And tell me what you got.
Doing fine, Gigi. How about yourself? Love that studio look. You're exploding with radiancy right there. That's it. I like that. I like that look.
Thank you.
Like that.
Thank you
Like
so
that look.
much.
That's I'm proud of you there. Okay, so this Diddy situation, this is about to get real funky. They haven't even started yet. Trial starts next month, but by the third week of this month, we are going to see a massive explosion of new indictments and everything. Because here's the thing: when the feds investigate, they investigate, and so when these suits are coming out, they're taking all of the information from those suits and fact checking them to the information that they already had. And then so what they come up with is this, the people get to verifying the information. So it's about to really go down, GG. It's about to go down and go down hard. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Mhm.
And
So
did you
they're
go ahead?
also stating that he was paying bloggers. Do you know which bloggers they were, and do you believe it?
I do believe that. I mentioned that narrative a while back ago, and some people thought I was crazy, but you know that narrative come to be true. So here's the thing: between Jay-Z and Diddy, they have been nefariously noted for getting people to get inside the situation, talking about stuff, coming up with narratives just so that they can throw or find people to come after that would be helpful to them. That's why I said a long time ago that certain other individuals that were talking about the cases and stuff, at some point, some lawyer would come at them just so that they can get depositions from those people to help out with the case. And here's what happens: once they depose you, and your veracity of truth is not validated, now that throws an issue that's brought up in the case. It throws a monkey wrench in it, because they say, okay, well, look, this person was making these claims and ain't nothing they said come up true. So now how can you believe anything else? So it's the art of war inside the courtroom, and that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing and have done. So yeah, there are definitely some content creators out there that I think may have allegedly helped or inadvertently helped, but yeah, I do.
Wow. So would they be subpoenaed? Will we hear the blogger that have done this? Will we ever find that out?
I don't know. And the reason why I say I don't know is because uh everybody has a right to an adequate defense. And in preparing yourself for an adequate defense, you need to come up with all options to clear your name as much as possible. That being said, whatever they have to do to clear the names, lying to a person to get them to testify is not illegal. The police are allowed to lie to you just to get you to say something.
No way. Are you
Oh yeah,
serious?
I'm dead serious.
No. This is my first time hearing, Storm. That's so heartbreaking. The
we
police are out there lying. They can lie.
Yes, they can. They sure
Press
can.
1. Did you guys know that the police can lie? Press 1 if you knew that. Press 2 if you didn't know that. I've always looked at the police as honest men that wanted to protect and serve their community, not liars. Not that
Oh
they
no.
had to lie in order to get the truth. I just saw them as like people with high integrity that don't have to lie to get the truth.
No, that's far from the truth.
Mm.
Lawyers and police are two of the most lying organizations there is. Because here's the thing. All right, let's use this for an example. You will find that there's an investigation going on, right? And Bobby was with Ray Ray, and they shot Pookie and them. Okay. Now they telling Ray, hey, look here. You know your boy Bobby just told us everything. They got him in two separate rooms. Bobby thinking, Pookie thinking Bobby told on him. So now he getting quiet. He listening. And they sounding so true, but he ain't said nothing. They telling lies the whole way through. They lie so much to him that they get him to admit to what happened. And the other boy ain't said a word. He thinking the other boy snitched, but he ain't snitched. He told on himself because they lied to him.
I couldn't do it. I would have snitched because I would believe the police and I would be so gullible and I'd be like, really? That's what's going on? Okay, I want to tell you guys the truth. This is what happened.
Yeah.
So,
So international, whatever that whatever known, internationally known, so they can't say it like that. Of course, I didn't say they said it the way I said it. They have creative ways of saying it, but the point is they can tell you a lie to get you to confess. They can do that. So
well,
look it up.
do past I believe you. You know, everybody in the chat saying they knew that. I guess I was the only one that was so naive. Do pastors lie too?
Pastors? Yeah, every time they get ready to ask for an offering, they lie. Look here, God wants you to give 10%, and your 10% is helping the Lord do the work. No, the 10% is helping them get that chicken dinner, that Rolls Royce, that Mercedes Benz, and that Cadillac, so they can go pimping again.
Wow.
Man, you can't believe a preacher nowadays. I'm a PK. You know what a PK is? A preacher's kid. I'm a PK. And I'll tell you firsthand, no. And then you got these churches that are cults now because they get, you have, I won't call any names, but you have the different organizations that are against each other. Pentecostals don't like Baptists, Baptists don't like Methodists, Methodists don't like Cat. All of that right there. Who is right? Who is right? We don't know. So
well, we'll find out, I guess, after Judgment Day.
Oh, we sure gonna find out right then, cause God gonna say, "Hey, look here, Jesus. You know this boy right here? I don't know him. Hey, Micah, you know him? I don't know him. Hey, Gabriel, you know him? I don't know him." And he goes, "Hey, who got an iPad? Look up on your iPad." Hey, I don't see him in here. Okay, you know where you're going there, right there, bro. Yeah, it's going down up to heaven. But see, here's the thing. You look at all of these churches now, GG, that are coming to the thing. This thing with Marvin Sapp happened a whole year last year, but it just made waves. Why? He probably coming out with a new release or something soon, or he did something somebody didn't like, But the whole thing about this, and watch this. If you go to church, a lot of people know that when they pray, they close the doors. And you ain't walking, and you're not going to walk in and out while they're doing it. When they take the offering, they usually close the doors. So every time you go to church and they take an offering, you know you're being kidnapped, right? Legally, you know you're being kidnapped because you cannot leave you cannot leave on your own will. Not at that time. They're not going to open that door till the last bucket pass and the last prayer is done. Oh, yeah, you in there. You in there. You ain't coming in and you ain't going out. Y'all need to stop that in these churches.
Yeah, well, maybe they close the door so Satan won't come in and try to steal the money.
Satan already up in there. Satan praying. Look, I can go to hell all by myself. I don't need one of them snakes up in there with them suits on trying to take me to hell. If I don't get my life right, I'm doing pretty good on my own. I don't need no help. Not from them. No. Hey, but did you hear about the Zeus situation going on?
I heard it's going down.
Oh, it's going down. You remember I told you about this here stuff? You remember I told you that Zeus Network and my purview was created from CTN, Christian Television Network.
Yeah.
Lemmy's father's name is Glenn Plummer. He used to be the vice president of the National Religious Broadcasters Association. They had a couple of stations in Detroit. All of them owe major money. All of them owe major money. And actually, I believe there's open cases right now to that. So Lemmy took his unrighteous pimping moves out of the pulpit over to the other side with Zeus. For Zeus. I'm being jokey about it because of the name, but this is a true situation. Now, here's the thing. The people with him were all major content creators. And so they had the eyeballs to bring to the network. He didn't have a one. You see what I'm saying? And then, so here's the other thing. I'm about to give y'all some tea that nobody else has talked about. He said he wanted to start a black-owned network. That's not his first attempt at doing that. This ain't allegedly. This is not what somebody said. This is what I know factually because it was me. His father and him owe me money right now to this day for going to Congress and speaking before Congress, representing why Comcast cable should have black-owned networks on, because Comcast at the time in 2003 didn't have any black networks on. So what Comcast did after that in 2004, they signed an agreement with TV One with Kathy Hughes and Alfred Liggins and put on a black network on Comcast cable. Thus, Lemmy and his father them got put out there, and they still didn't pay me for that job. I could have made it happen, but they didn't pay me. Pay me my money, Lemmy. You know who this is, boy.
So Kay says it's been reported that Jay-Z attorney is representing Diddy. I didn't think that Jay-Z would allow that to happen. I don't know if that's true or not. Storm, do you have any information on that?
I ain't heard that one. However, allegedly, if this is any way true, that would go back to what I just said, that they've been working together doing nefarious stuff to clear their names. Because you can believe by the end of next week or week after, Beyonce will be pulled in this trial. Jennifer Lopez will be pulled into this trial. All of them, they got to come. Usher, every one of them, they got to come. Mm-hmm. Orlando Brown, they got to come. You know, they got to come. No one is. There's a term that they use when people have no money and they can sue something other. I forget the term. But the reason why none of them have been sued because they don't have any money to collect from. They don't have any money to collect, so it's fruitless to sue them. But they can get depositions for them to help as testimonies to prove the veracity of the case that the feds have. That being said, if they prove that any two of them lied, Diddy going home. He going home. He going home. Y'all watch this and make sure and mark this on the calendar. You heard it from Gigi's channel first. Watch. That man was right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, Storm, do you have any more information about Angie Stone?
There's a lot of information coming out about Angie Stone.
Okay. Now, I told you I got kind of shaking in my boots.
I know you did.
They got paperwork. And then I seen him took them videos down. I said, "Oh boy."
Well, in paperwork's defense, he used the video likeness of the other person, and that was the reason he needed to comply. If he had not used the video likeness of the other person, he would have been fine. Although the other side of that coin is the other person that sent the cease and desist would have to prove their validity of where they are, because we don't know what that validity is. You know what I'm saying? Now, with Angie's case, there are so many people coming out saying that they were managers and that they had the right to do this and that. It's a bum crockery going on with that, Gigi.
Well, I heard, which got me to have a change of feeling. I might talk about it later on tonight about Angie. They told me last night that Angie Stone's daughter Diamond was in paperwork chat and they're having a conversation. So I said, well, if they're sending him a cease and desist and Angie kids are having an alliance with paperwork, something not adding up.
Well, here's the thing. If you do a little homework, you're gonna find that some of those, well, I'm gonna hold it for when you go live. Now I'll drop that
Okay.
information like it's hot. But there's some information that so out of claims that's supposed to have been filed, there was 9 people in the vehicle, only 6 filed.
Mm.
That's a problem. What happened to the other that didn't file? Here's the other thing is that they potentially there's a lawsuit against Elite and Lethal. But Lethal has been tied to some nefarious actions.
Mm.
And there's history to back it up.
Mm.
He used to run with them big boys. And not the good big boys, the other big boys. The capital M big boys. You know, you know what I'm saying? You know,
Mhm.
he what? Yeah, I can say
The
it like this.
mafia, the mafia now.
Yeah, he wasn't just playing a mobster on TV. He wasn't acting because he was living part of the life. Now, bruh, how did they get something like that to drive Angie Stone?
Mhm.
And then I hear people, I've been hearing people say on the internet that they know him and that they've known him for years and he had a valid driver's license. How could you say that? And you said that you were in law enforcement and you don't know that he ain't had a valid driver's license. I mean, come on. A LexisNexis report will tell you if a person has a valid driver's license. Matter of fact, the VIN number was right there. All you had to do was check the VIN number, and the VIN number would tell you who's covered to drive under the policy.
Mm.
He ain't on there. He ain't on there. So I don't know what they're talking about. They're trying to make everybody's narrative look like it's all wrong. Now, I have seen some crazy stories. I really have, and I'm like, I don't know where y'all got this information from, but that ain't you. You have to look at the science, and if the science is incorrect, you still have to go by that science until it's correct. Now, we know that there's a criminal investigation going on, but just because there's a criminal investigation happening doesn't mean that there was a criminal act. It is just what it says, an investigation. All right. Now, we have our feelings as to what happened. Do I believe our feelings are correct? Yep, I sure do. I sure do. 1000%. I believe it. My heart hadn't led me wrong yet, and I believe it. I follow my guts, and my guts, yeah, I believe it.
All right. Well, we will continue that conversation possibly later on, depending on how the spirit moves me.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you so much, Storm. And hopefully, when we talk or if we talk about Angie later on, we would love to have you a part of the conversation.
Well, you know, I'm all in for that because I got paperwork. You know what I'm saying? And for them that are talking, the official coroner's report have not been released yet. So people saying that or saying that they've seen the report, no, you didn't. That's not that has not been released yet. And when it does get released, I am on a list for a request and have paid the money for that report to come. So we will get that report, but it has not been released yet. So for people that are saying that, please stop saying that. It's not true. It's not there. There's no autopsy report released yet.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, thank you so much, Storm. I really appreciate you.
You're welcome.
All right. All right, you guys. I'm going to get on out of here. I was planning to do a live stream at 7 o'clock. I was doing a different thing where it's just going to be Gigi with the T, and I was just going to do variety topics, just whatever. But I might put that on hold, and I might talk about Angie Stone again. I'm seeing some new reports out here, and I'm curious to see, you know what Angie Stone daughter Diamond has up her sleeve, or what she wants to say, or what she wants the people to know, because I have a feeling that Angie Stone daughter Diamond, she wants the people to know something, right? All right. So I just want to say thank you all for joining me here. Thank you all for the compliments. I really appreciate that. It goes a long way. Now I heard, Shell, did you say that my audio was glitching? Is my audio glitching? I'm trying something different, right? So I don't know if it works really well. So please let me know. Press one if my audio was glitching through this show. Press 5 if my audio was fine. You didn't hear a glitch. Okay. All right. Thank you, tough woman. Ah, no, not Jazz Jack. I can't discuss Stone because you know he gonna send a cease and desist. You know how that person operates. So, and you know they watching me very closely. Yes, yes, yes. So we have to move smart. Sometimes you have to be humble and you have to allow God to fight your battles. Amen. Amen. So, sometimes you just got to wait and just see how the wind blows, you know? All right. Thank you. Thank you guys for letting me know the audio is fine. Mhm. All right. Well, I'm out of here and I love you guys and I see you guys on the next upload. Bye.